Good morning and welcome to my second video, vault opening video. My name is Dobla, and this week I have 7 characters that I will be opening the vault on. This is going to be a little bit of a difference from last week because during recording my microphone had been reset, or before doing the recording my microphone on OBS had been reset, so the entirety of my voice is not actually in the video. I'm just voicing it over here. So, but let's get into it. First of all, we are on our Warlock here. It's a little bit of a lower prio character, but we did get 2 delve options in this vault. So what we do want here is a tier piece, preferably, or maybe a good trinket. Weapon I already have from Hero, but we do end up getting a really bad trinket for that matter, and a staff that, or sword, that we do not really need as we have a staff. So the thought process was, eye level, might as well just take it, because there's no way I'm going to get a socket anyways. And yeah, that was the quick vault on the Warlock. So we're on the Evoker right now, and what I decided was that I would be going Augmentation spec rather than Preservation spec, as after a little bit of thinking, I would rather go Augmentation than Preservation for any PvE content. I was able to get a +10 vault on this character last minute. As you could see, there was a 272 trinket, which preferably I would have wanted a tier piece at higher eye level, but I'll take any sort of eye level upgrades on these characters, the alts. So I will be taking the trinket. The socket was a form of consideration, but again, eye level on the alts just seemed to be the better option in the short and long run. So you can see that I'm going a little bit back and forth between what I would want, but in the end I will absolutely take the trinket just for the eye level. Next up, we have a little bit more of an exciting vault. It's going to be on the Shaman. And for the Shaman, I was able to get a heroic vault from the raid, as well as a full line of Mythic Plus options from +10s. Was really busy with this character actually. Been having a lot of fun actually being a healer and spamming dungeons with friends on this one, making sure that I'm in resto. I don't think I really needed a healer trinket on this Shaman because I already have the Emerald. But I don't think there's anything else really on this character that I care about getting. I already have the staff from last week, which is on Myth Track as well. So really just hoping for the Myth Track tier pieces here going into this vault. We do get a couple of weird or bad vault choices from the raid. One's the cloak from the first boss. It did drop Bleach, but it wasn't really a consideration. And the second option was a ring that I already have, followed by a LFR wrist, which not really a great option there. But then we do have our mythic gloves, our mythic shoulders, which has a nice effect on it actually. So I was really considering taking this, but we do get a chest as well on Myth Track. So the thought process here was that, oh, trinket that I had never seen before, so I was kind of curious about what it would do, but it turned out to just be a once a minute use or proc trinket, so I didn't even think about taking that after reading it. And some tear gloves again. Or gloves just there. So the thought process here was to take the chest for long run, whereas the gloves would just be a short-term upgrade, which wouldn't really be an issue to replace, as I had veteran track gloves. So getting the chest is just a higher stat upgrade in the long run than it is for either the shoulder or the gloves. You can see I'm going a lot back and forth here because I was just making sure that I understood the stat spread correctly. But yeah, the chest is by far the better option in the long run, just because of the main stats that it gives at the highest eye level, compared to shoulder and gloves being a little bit lower on those terms. And again, farming Mythic Plus to get the upgrade on the gloves and the shoulders is not really an issue. Just loot it, 5-head. Yep, just loot it. Yep, past me. Yep, you don't need to double check. Just loot it. Yep. Yep, you can... I was really indecisive a few minutes ago, huh? Oh dear. I guess I'm looking at the effect on the shoulders, thinking about like usage terms or situations, but this is just a take the fucking chest. Okay, good. So we are now going over to the Demon Hunter, and I believe I did not really have a lot of options on this one. Pretty sure there was 2 delve choices and 1 from Mythic 10 options. Yes, I got a really good trinket, Heart of Wind, which is good because it makes up for my low haste on this character, as well as the fact that I already have Veilgore's Final Stare, so having the second trinket that complements haste, it just makes more sense. My stats are a little bit off on the Demon Hunter, but yeah, we do end up taking the trinket here, which is a nice little upgrade on the Demon Hunter. Next up is the Death Knight. I believe on this vault it's very similar to the Demon Hunter. Maybe I had some LFR choices on, but as you can see, I really need tier pieces on this character and potentially a trinket. It would be mostly nice if I could get a tier piece from the vault here. But we do end up with a Bis ring, I would say. It is pretty good. Maybe not Bis, but it has avoidance on it, which is just amazing considering the other options. There wasn't even a tier piece, I believe, in any of the other options, and of course there were 2 LFR options that were not really anything to discuss. But yeah, we do end up taking the ring. Great pickup. Can go Frost with this as well, and it has avoidance, so not too bad, not too bad. So going on to the second mage here, hopefully I would be getting either a Myth Track upgrade here, or I would be getting a weapon. Trinket would also be very nice as an upgrade, as I'm missing both Bis trinkets, but here you can see that I didn't even have my third or second M+ slot, but We do get a piece of gloves here, and we do end up taking that in the end, after just looking at what the other options were statted. Alright, coming on to the main mage here. Oh, a little bit of a collision there. What I do need on this mage is actually a headpiece. I'd been farming all of last week in M+, trying to get the hero tier piece. But as you can see, I do not have it. Did not ever get it, and I believe it only dropped in the groups I was in one time, which is very unfortunate, especially with the fact that the person couldn't even trade it. But yeah, other than that, I would like a trinket. Velgor's Final Stair trinket would be absolutely amazing here. Tier PS upgrade would not be the worst. Could be something to think of there as well, but I would prefer a trinket. Hopefully not get a weapon, and just get a tier piece upgrade. So yeah, that is what we're hoping for. And unfortunately, we are handed a plethora of useless trinkets. This trinket from Nexus King Salhadar is not anything to really speak of. It is probably an upgrade from what I already have, but compared to just getting the other options, it's probably not even something to discuss, really. Did get Bond of Light, the really heavy mastery ring from the Paladins, but it is hero track, which is not something I really care about. You could just farm the Magister's Terrace dungeon for basically the same. Then there's Never Melting Ice Crystal, which is a good all-news trinket if it weren't for the fact that it was 3 minutes. If it was a 1.5 minute or 2 minute cooldown trinket, that would be something much better, but because it is a 3 minute cooldown trinket, it is not something to talk about. And then we have Vessel of Tortured Souls. Not a great trinket. The proc chance on this and the effect of it just is not worth taking at all. I believe it might be because it's not stacking or something, or doesn't proc too often, but not a good trinket at all. So I'll most likely be looking to take the Mythic Chest in order to catalyze it. I did consider taking a socket as well this week, but not taking the chest just seems like absolutely a waste. So I'll be taking that after a while. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week, hopefully with better sound quality.